This is Matt Crane from MGMT Boston. On this episode of The Lantern, we have Lily Lyman, the general partner at Underscore Ventures here in Boston at her beautiful downtown Boston headquarters. So, Lily, thank you so much for being here. First question, we'll start off with an easy one. What is your role here? What does Underscore do?
Yeah, Matt. Well, thanks for having me on. So excited. We're such a fan of what you're doing in the ecosystem.
Thank you very much.
We're glad you're here. Glad you're doing what you're doing. So I'm Lily Lyman. I'm one of the general partners here at Underscore, and we are an early stage venture firm based here in Boston. We invest at the pre-seed and seed stages, and sometimes even a little bit before, in the world of B2B software. So we invest in a lot of different verticals: healthcare, insurance, life sciences, commerce, supply chain, logistics, manufacturing, you name it. And we're big believers here in the Boston ecosystem. Over half of our capital is here, and over a third of our capital goes into companies that are coming out of places like Harvard, MIT, Northeastern, BU, the academic ecosystem here in Boston. And so my job is to meet exceptional founders and invest them. And we really believe in doing the work of company building. So that's a big thing about us. We're early stage specialists, we're B2B software specialists, and we're early stage company builders. And the way that we do that, which is a little bit different, is we are what we call a community-driven venture firm, which is why we're such a fan of the community of operators that you're building here in Boston. We're inspired by open source software and the idea of getting the right people around the business at the right time. We think it can make all the difference in the company building journey. And so we have built a community of exceptional people, a lot of them here in Boston, operators, experts, advisors, researchers, that we engage in everything we do. And so this is our thesis of, can you build a community-driven venture firm? And that's what we're trying to do.
Yes, a noble mission, and it's going well. So the next question is, what is going on at Underscore this summer? Obviously very busy in the world of AI, B2B, a lot is changing. You're seeing a lot, I'm sure. What's going on in the market and at Underscore?
There is a ton going on in the market and a lot of activity. We've actually had a very active first half of the year. We've done 5 new investments. We've had several companies get some markups. One of them announced today in Cloud Zero. Congrats
to the Cloud Zero team
on their Series C. And one of the things we're excited about this summer, this is the time of year where you see a lot of folks coming out of the academic ecosystem here in Boston. And so we are very excited to launch something called our Pierce Fellows program, which is named after John Pierce, one of the co-founders of Underscore. And so we have a handful of exceptional teams coming out of undergrad, grad schools, research labs across the Boston environment that are going to be spending the summer here with us. And they're really doing the early stage of company building. Some of them are in discovery phase, some of them are in early customer development, but we're super excited for that program and the exceptional talent there. So that's something that we're spending time on. The other thing, there's a lot going on in the world of AI. We're spending a lot of time looking at the intersection of AI of different verticals, particularly here in Boston in the world of life sciences, some of the workflow automation, data infrastructure. There's a lot of opportunity in that market for disruption. And so we're sort of seeing increasing intersections of the world of science and AI. So we're spending time there in the world of healthcare and AI, which again is sort of a hub for Boston. So there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot changing.
No shortage.
No shortage of change. And so we've accepted that volatility is the new normal, and just making sure that we can keep our feet on the ground and help our companies stay grounded and navigate both the challenges, but also the opportunities that come with all the volatility.
Definitely. And we'll be on the lookout for all of that to come. Now, Lily, you've learned so much, whether it was building on the West Coast, now you're building a venture firm, you're seeing all of these startups across the AI ecosystem. What advice do you have for up and coming builders? Maybe those are entrepreneurs, operators, maybe other budding investors, about what it takes to build successful technology companies?
Such a good question. I go back to, I'd say, probably 2 or 3 core principles that I've learned from my time at Facebook, and we were building products that reach millions of people, even billions of people. We were trying to get the next billion people on the internet. And then I joined Underscore about 7.5 years ago. And so I've been lucky to be a part of building this firm, including this next generation here at Underscore. I'd say some of the biggest things is, one, just surround yourself with exceptional people. It sounds obvious, but it really makes a difference, not only in your joy in doing what you do. I love what I do because I love who I do it with. I love our community model. But it just makes or breaks companies. It really does. The number 2 reason why companies fail is team and people. And so I think, be very thoughtful about who you bring around the table and just pick exceptional people. The other thing that I think is really important and increasingly important in today's environment is aptitude, and just your pace of learning is something that we're really looking for in founders. How quickly are they learning, and how quickly are they applying what they're learning? Pace of execution is probably one of the more important things that we see nowadays. I think it's always been true, and I learned that in my operating days. But now what you can do with AI, it's incredible, and it's changing so fast. And so for us as investors, we're investing in people, we're investing in teams, because we know that markets will change, technologies will change. And what we're really looking for is, how quickly are you keeping up with that change? Are you driving the change yourself? Are you at the cutting edge of it? And so I think just being obsessive learners and then taking those learnings and applying them into your rate of execution are probably some of the most important things that I've learned myself, both in building a venture firm, but also in helping companies grow.
Yeah, those are great insights. And last but not least, how can we help you? How can we help Underscore grow in Boston and far beyond?
Well, we are always looking to meet exceptional people. And whether it's current founders who are building something, somebody who might be a founder someday, exceptional operators who might join a company someday, again, we are always looking to build and support the community here in Boston. There's a lot of exceptional people and talent here, and so we want to meet them. And don't think that we need to have a specific agenda. We want to be a hub for the best talent coming through Boston. And so any and all introductions to people that you think are great builders that we should have in our network and our community, that's the best way you can help us.
Perfect. This is Lily from Underscore, Matt from MGMT Boston on this episode of Lantern. Thank you so much for having me to your office.
Thank you for including me, and thank you again for all the work you're doing. It's really impactful.